Howdy, this is Chuck with Simply NUC, and this is the new Onyx NUC from Simply NUC. Let's take a look at what comes in the box. Inside this beautiful multicolored box is our quick start guide, and under the protective foam is the unit itself. Also included in the box is a 120 watt power supply, power cord for your country, and the Visa mount kit. Taking a look at the front panel, starting from the right side, you can see one of the two microphone holes, the illuminated power button, the standard 3.5 millimeter HD audio jack, USB 3.2 Gen 2 10 gigabit Type A port, and a USB 2.0 port, the drive activity LED. There is a consumer IR receiver, and then the other microphone input. Taking a look at the left side, we have one of the two exhaust coolers from the new Simply NUC patented dual exhaust cooling system, the fresh air inlet, and our micro SD card plug. Taking a look at the right side, we have our fresh air inlet and our Kensington lock. Taking a look at the back and starting from the left, we have the 5.5 by 2.5 millimeter standard DC input, and we have the T-plate for cord retention. There are two HDMI 2.0 ports and two USB Type-C ports with alternate display port and Thunderbolt 4. There's a 2.5 gigabit Ethernet and two USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type A ports. And above those you can see the hot air exhaust cooler. On the bottom under the I/O you can see our I/O expansion panel. This allows you to add additional I/O, and Simply NUC has several additional I/O features to add. As always, the lid is easily removable and reflects the two Wi-Fi antennas, as well as the additional cooling area. If you have electronics, if you have a lid that has electronics in it, it'll cool the electronics, and then a hole for the cable from the electronics to go down and plug into the unit. Simply NUC has several lid options to add additional I/O as well. And then on the bottom we have our two PIM nuts for the Visa mount, as well as the four corner foot screws which hold on the bottom plate. Next I'm going to put on my anti-static gear and we'll take a look at what's inside. And instantly I'm wearing my anti-static smock, have my wrist strap, and our anti-static surface. The four rubber plugs are removed to mount a 2.5 inch drive. This is a prototype, and so it does not have the system label, and the drive's not plugged in. Taking a quick look at the bottom plate, you can see that the 2.5 inch drive tray, the drive slides in here and affixes through the screws, as well as we have our thermal gap pad for cooling the 2280 SSD. And then taking a look at the inside, looking at the top, we have our two DDR5 5200 DIMM slots for up to 96 gig of memory. At the bottom, there is our 2230 Wi-Fi AX 6E radio, and on top of it is where the 2280 NVMe PCIe SSD goes, up to 8 terabytes. Along the bottom you can see the serial COM port, the USB 3 connector, and the USB 2 connector. At the far right is our 4-pin CEC connector. Additional circuitry is required. And you can see our RGB connector. The new Onyx NUC from Simply NUC launches in 4 different processor versions. All of them are the 13th Gen H processors. Starting with the i9 vPro, the i7, the i5V Pro, and the i5. Each of these, while 45-watt processors, are selected in their upclock configuration for 55 watts, and with the new patented dual exhaust cooler from Simply NUC, actually run at 64 watts and turbo boost, and typically run at turbo boost all the time. This makes it great for high-end desktop replacements, where you would not expect a 4x4 to power its way into such a small space. With its ability to drive 8K monitors or bind 4 either 1080p or 4K monitors, it's perfect for digital signage. And you can use it for video editing or for AI applications. Head over to simplynuc.com to configure the Onyx with the processor that best meets your need and up to 96 gig of memory, 16 terabytes of storage, and choose an OS and Simply NUC will pre-install it for you. Thank you.